think I'm going to start keeping a somewhat tidbit diary where I'm just going to spit out things that my mother said, just as a way for me to reinforce that I'm not crazy. She's eating lunch with my sister. I asked if they wanted dessert. I have a pound cake in the freezer that I picked up at Walmart in one of my tag-alongs. I have that frozen yogurt pie. And my mother said, yes, I was going to call you to ask you if you could give us dessert. But you said you were busy recording. So I said, oh, I'm done recording. So I brought the stuff over, and then I showed them that I said, here's the pie, here's the cake, here's some leftover whipped cream. And I even showed in the whipped cream, I said, you'll see some little bits of chocolate from the last time I cut Mama a piece of pie. The drizzled chocolate was on the knife. And then when I put the knife in there to scoop out some whipped cream. So my mother goes, oh, can I have that? And I said, well, it's the whipped cream. I said, I'm just going to put it here, and Dolores can make her own dessert, and I'll make yours. And I said, do you want some peaches too? Because the last time I put some peach juice on her pound cake, and my mother loved that. And my mother said, yes. So I get my mother's plate ready, and I go to give it to her, and she goes, oh, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating anything like that now. I said, all right, Dolores, here, I'm giving this to you. You add to it. You want more cake? You want more pie? Just cut what you want. And I left. Just interesting to me how my mother is. Totally serious. I just went back to my mother's side because I remembered that the cake and the pie had to be put back in the freezer. And my mother was up and cutting herself a piece of the pie for dessert. See, these are just the little ways that a narcissist always reinforces that for some reason I'm crazy. I thought I had an in-depth conversation with her about dessert. She wanted it, wanted the whipped cream, then didn't want it. She wasn't having it now, but then goes and gets her own piece. And instead of me trying to explain to her what was wrong with that picture, I'm just going to talk about it here with you. So this is going to be way better for me to talk to you here about these little things that drive me insane. And it's not just these little things. I mean, not that I'm going to be proud of the worst things, but I'm afraid when you realize what I've lived through that you're going to think I'm crazy for staying, and that's another whole video. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that, I feel all right. I think it's kind of funny because now I'm able to talk to you about it, and I don't have to get into an endless battle with my mother that is impossible to win. You don't win with a narcissist. You just don't. They will go to great extremes to come out the winner in any argument. But I feel pretty good. Those little things like that happen continuously throughout the day.